Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss ABC. Let's see the ABC of this patient. This was 72 years old male, known case of COPD on domiciliary oxygen. He came to the ER with respiratory distress. The ABC was done and found to be pH of 7.21. PCO2 was 144.7 mmHg. Bicarb of 55.3. So this is the case of, according to ROMA, this is the case of respiratory opposite respiratory acidosis. In every case of respiratory acidosis, or we can say this is the case of acute exacerbation of COPD with increase in PCO2 and respiratory failure type 2. Now let's calculate the baseline PCO2. We know the formula: every 10 change in PaCO2, pH drops by 0.08. We have got the pH 7.21. 7.40 minus 7.21 is 0.19. 0.19 divided by 0.08 is 2.37. 10 PaCO2 is 23.7. So the baseline PaCO2 is 144.7 minus 23.7, it's 121. Now let's calculate the expected bicarbonate in these conditions. We know the PCO2 has increased from 40 to 144.7. So there is the change, it has increased minus 40, 104, 104.7. We know for every 10 increase in PCO2, bicarbonate increases by 1 in case of acute conditions, and for 10 increase in PCO2, 0.5 in case of chronic conditions. So the bicarbonate should be, since the patient has acute exacerbations, the bicarbonate should be 10, 24 plus 10, 34, but we got the bicarbonate of 55. So considering this, we can say there is acute respiratory acidosis with metabolic alkalosis, because the expected bicarb is 34, but we got the bicarb of 55.3. Now let's check it is acute or chronic conditions with respect to pH. Acute or chronic. We know in case of acute, for 10 increase in PCO2, pH will change by 0.08, and for chronic, for 10 increase in PaCO2, pH will change by 0.03. Now let's see, we have change of PaCO2 to 104.7. for every 10 means 10.47 into 0.08 equals to 10.47. 10.47 0.08, it's 0.83. 7.40 minus 0.83, 7.40 minus 0.83, it's 6.57. And for chronic, 10.47 into 0.03, 10.47 into 0.03, it's 0.31. 7.40 minus 0.31, it's 7.08. And we have got the pH of 7.21. 7.21. Between these two, this one is closer, so we can say it is a chronic. It's chronic. But before we have told it's acute, so we can say acute on chronic respiratory acidosis with metabolic alkalosis. We had calculated the baseline PaCO2 of 121. There was acute rise in the PaCO2 of 23.7 during the exacerbations. Now let's reconsider the bicarbonate 55.3. We have got the PaCO2 increase from 40 to 121 in case of chronic, and from 121 to 23 point, adding 23.7 to 144.7 in case of acutely. So in case of chronic, we know the change with PaCO2 and bicarb. For every 10 change in PaCO2, bicarb change by 3.5 in chronic. So the change from 121 to 40, it's 81, 10 meanings. It's 28.35, and for acutely we had 23.7. So for 10 change in PaCO2, 1. This is chronic, this is acute, 1 change in bicarb. So 23.7 was increased, so 2.37. And we have to add this to the baseline base bicarb. Expected bicarb here is 28.35 plus 2.37 plus 24. 28.35 plus 2.37 plus 24, and it's 54.72. And we have got the bicarb of 55, so there is no any concurrent metabolic disorders.